The tugboat, for its size, is the most powerful craft afloat. And the Star Tugs are the power behind the docks and waterways that make up the big city port. This is TUGS.
It was dawn. The last of the night was slowly lifting. The ever-present mist across the bay hung motionless and made the light from the quayside twinkle on the still sea. Sounds of activity from the busy quayside echoed. It seemed from one building to another. But when the sun started to peek from the horizon,
Big City Port never ceased working. Operations carried out throughout the night were continued in the early mornings. Goods stacked high along the docksides were brought into port by road and by rail. The lorries and wagons were then reloaded with cargo from incoming tramp steamers, ferries and liners for delivery to inland cities and towns. Everyone and every method of transport played a part in moving goods into and out of the port. The work of our tugs was an important link in the chain. It was non-stop and round the clock.
the tugs virtually looked after anything that floated. They solved the demands of the inshore businesses, towing barges, moving car floats across the bay, docking liners, trampers and schooners delivering from the upriver ports, helping with harbor maintenance by placing dredges, in fact being around to do anything if it made money. Many call them the life and soul of the dockland. Five-star tugs were perhaps the business in the big city port. Although our arch rivals, Captain Zero and the Z-Stacks, worked hard as well, but he was never able to get many contracts as needed, and our Starfleet had most of it. This made him very angry, but on this day, he had the opportunity for a big one. Alright, listen up. As y'all know, we're still in the busiest times of summer. That means that the next couple of weeks will be extremely busy, especially with the vacationers coming. There's more opportunity for more money. I expect an improvement, especially after we lost the walk contract, said Captain Zero through his megaphone. And whipping a liner, Zip said with a smirk. Zoran looked at him with an angry and disapproving look. Zip, be quiet. Now, back to what I was saying. Yes, today there is an opportunity for us to get the steel company's contract. Captain Zero said as his Aztecs gave a loud and long hoots on their whistles. Zack and Zebedee, you two will have to move big steel rigs across the port. I trust you two can do it. Captain Zero said. Aye, sir, said Zack proudly. Both Zack and Zebedee steamed off, but on the way, Zebedee noticed that Zack's engine was making loud banging noises. Hey, Zack, your engine is making loud banging noises. You should have it seen to, said Zebedee. Zack just turned to him. There's nothing wrong with my engine. You're just hearing things, said Zack with a snarl. Zebedee wanted to say something more, but decided to just let it be. My Starfleet had gained a valuable contract to serve at the coal yard. Though this was good for the company, it was dirty work. Most tugs take pride in their appearances. Working at the coal yard meant dealing in coal, and coal, as everyone knows, is dirty stuff. But it wasn't just dirty. It was the lifeblood of the whole operation at the port. Without this dirty stuff, industry and the tugs would have ground to a halt. Coal was brought from the coal mines up in the mountains and brought down by train. I told 10 cents to help Big Mac with the coal, and as you probably guessed, he wasn't that happy with that. At the coal yard, Big Mac was shifting coal when 10 cents puffed up angrily. Oh, Big Mac, you look dirty, retorted 10 cents angrily. Big Mac turned to face 10 cents. Well, if you've been digging through coal like I have, you will be, Big Mac said angrily. 10 cents started to shift coal. Just then, a cloud of coal dust spreads across 10 cents' face. 10 cents was walking alongside Big Mac, who had brought several large coal barges to the coal yard to be unloaded. Snatcher, a large dockside crane, had at the end of his hawser Jack the Grapple, one of the biggest jaw scoops in the docks. Just my luck, walking with you all day after I've had a good wash down, 10 cents said, whining. Don't hurt no one, said Jack as he scooped up a full load of coal. How would you know? You'll normally scoop garbage, Big Mac said jokingly. Jack, who would normally walking with Warrior and Lord Stinker at the garbage yards, was helping 10 cents Big Mac unloading coal. Jack could be disconnected and reconnected to different crane arms, so if he is needed, he can be there. They were interrupted by a shrill whistle. Chugging slowly towards them was a busy dockside shunting engine. He had a bright light on the front of his boiler, which meant he had been working all night long. His name was Little Owl. He slowly positions himself under the large hopper which would fill it for him. He gives a couple of whistle blasts as coal is released into his coal bunker. Just then, another cloud of coal dust formed and drifted to the side and spread around 10 cents. With a couple of blasts from his whistle, 10 cents can only watch as the dust cloud spreads around. Little Owl's bunker got filled up, and after 3 short whistle blasts, he moved off back off the track. 10 cents gives a long blast of his own. Doesn't he ever rest? Asked 10 cents to Jack. Not a lot, not a lot, Jack replied. He took another bite from the coal out of the box. He shifts a lot from city to dock. They'd be lost without him. He never complains, but that's the way with trains, said Jack. Tencent was always impressed by the way most cranes talked. They had something of a poetic nature. He remembered OJ telling him, cranes got brains. Cranes got brains. Tencent put it down to the fact that they were tall and swinging about a lot, but he really wasn't sure about that. Hey, Tencent, stop daydreaming and move that barge. There's still these to unload. I'm done when they're unloaded, Big Mac said to Tencent. Hold on, Big Mac. What do you mean you're done? Asked Tencent. Well, Captain Star said that I have a big job to do. Later, replied Big Mac. Oh, okay, Tencent replied. He moved the coal barge when he started to move. A cloud of coal dust enveloped on Tencent's face. Oh, Tencent, you look dirty, Big Mac said with a smoke. Oh, yeah, right. I am sorry for my earlier taunt. Tencent said, embarrassed. Big Mac looked at him with a forgiving smile. Where there's dust, there's a must, Jack said chunkily. All cranes are pains, Tencent said angrily. Later, after a while, the coal yard manager said, all right, Big Mac, you're done. You can go now. Big Mac turned to face the coal yard manager and said, okay, see you later, 10 cents. 10 cents turned to Big Mac, then said, yeah, okay, goodbye. Goodbye, Jack said as Big Mac steamed off to the Star Dock. Back at the Star Dock, Top Hat was complaining about how busy it was going to be that day. Oh my, I hate it when it gets this busy. Captain Star is welcoming us for scrap. I tell you what. Top Hat paused as he saw Big Mac puffing in with coal all over his face.
It never fails to amaze me. Every day I see something new. Today it's the sight of a floating sack of coal, no less.
If you'd been shifting coal, you'd be dirty.
Well, at least you don't smell. That's something.
Look here, Top Hat.
Course you don't smell, Top Hat. Coal don't have a smell.
I know it doesn't, Warrior, but he could get a hose down before coming to join us. We Star Tugs have a reputation to keep up. Even you, Warrior, after a day in the garbage yards, don't look too scruffy.
All you worry about is keeping that piece of glass in your eye clean.
Not only my monocle, all of me.
Of course, you always get out of nasty jobs, don't you?
A click from Captain Star's megaphone calls out like, is that Zed Stack we have among us? Oh, is that Big Mac? Said Captain Star jokingly. All the other Star Tugs laughed. Big Mac looks at them with a look. All right, cut the laughing. I'm sorry. Apologize, Captain Star. Oh no, sir. You're right. He is more Zero and less Star than rest of us, said Top Hat in a taunt.
At least one Star Tug's already been working.
Well, we can see that.
Yeah, well, at least Big Mac's not a dark side donor like some of us, huh? Top Hat looks at Captain Star with disgust and says, well, I mean, just, but Top Hat didn't say another word because Captain Star interrupted him again and said,
Yeah, that's enough, Top Hat. You go and stretch your neck with car ferry duties. Then take the garbage barge to the city dump.
That'll be nice for you.
Garbage? Me? Do I have to put up with this?
I have to put up with you, Top Hat.
Yeah.
Top Hat, why do I always have an argument with you?
my life is simple, interrupted Top Hat, but Captain Star was having none of it. He then yelled at Top Hat, if you don't do it, I will pull your plug, okay? Now move out, come on. The other tugs snicker and Big Mac looks gruffly at Top Hat and says, yeah, and I'll help pull your plug as well. Top Hat looks around in a state of shock. The megaphone spoke again. What are you still doing here? Now go now.
Now
Yes, sir.
move out.
Do
Come
apologise.
on.
I'm so sorry.
Bye, Top Hat.
But I don't see why...
Get on with it.
Oh, well, here goes. Some people are so tiresome.
You know, to be fair to him, he does work as hard as we do. Really?
We know. It's just his attitude gets too much sometimes.
OJ, load up the new propeller from Lucky's yard and take it to the liner and dry dock.
Sunshine, 10 cents is at the coal yard. When you find him, go help OJ. After that, go to the storage depot. It's flooded.
Don't waste any time, Sunshine. I'll need all the help I can get with that propeller.
Okay, OJ, we'll be there.
Warrior, Big Mac, your job's the most important. You know we're competing for the steel company's contract. Show that Star Tugs can handle big steel loads better than Z-Stacks, huh? Warrior, see you get your loads across the bay without any mishaps. Be careful, don't forget, it's a very high tide today. Don't try anything rash. Off you go.
Right, quick wash down, then we'll show those Z-Stacks, eh, Warrior?
Yeah, we will. I'll hose you down as we travel along, Big Mac. That'll save a bit of time, eh?
Across the port, Top Hat was positioning himself between two railway barges called Frank and Eddie. They were a pair of twin railway barges. They worked with Top Hat. They have rails on their decks so that can transport trains and cars across the port. All three worked at the railhead. What is a railhead? Well, a railhead is the farthest point at which the rails of a railroad have been laid. And there is a railhead depot at which supplies are unloaded to be distributed by trucks or other means. Frank and Eddie were very talkative. Both wore a few things that Top Hat liked being around, but today Top Hat was a little upset. Morning, Top Hat, said Eddie with a smile. Nice morning, isn't it not, Top Hat? Said Frank with a smile. Yes, nicer days are seldom had, said Eddie. Quite so, said Frank. Top Hat looks from one to the other. There have been better days, days when I take silent barges about, Top Hat said, grumbling. Oh no, did you hear that, Frank? Eddie said. Didn't quite catch it, Eddie, replied Frank. We've got a grumbling tug today, said Eddie. Just then, Papa pulled up with a load. Top Hat was more interested in what he was loaded. Oh no, not coal. Dry coal was well. Ugh, the dust, Top Hat cried. Indeed, there was some dust. Despite the care that Papa took on loading up, the very actions were causing a bit of dust to rise. As Top Hat was between Frank and Eddie, he knew that once underway, the dust would start to blow over him. Now there's the thing, Frank said. What in where? Asked Eddie. Mumbling tug, Frank said, teasing. Doesn't like dust, added Frank. Oh, but dust is a must, they said in unison. Eddie looked at Papa. Hey, Papa, you look happy today, asked Frank. Oh, yes. Today I'm going to be pulling a special passenger train full of investors, Papa said excitedly. Then he moved away from the railhead, having finished loading Frank and Eddie. Top Hat was hardly relieved to see that he was done loading the coal cars. Just then OJ passed by towing a flat barge with a large propeller on it. OJ whistled a greeting whistle to Top Hat, but Top Hat looked at him but didn't play it back. OJ paddled away, leaving the three. Hey, at least you're not having to tow that, said Frank. Yeah, with us, you'll be bored out of your mind, said Eddie. Both barges laughed. Top Hat couldn't help but to laugh with them. You know, you two are fun to be around. Oh, really, Top Hat? Why, yes, you two are. Ah, well, thanks, Top Hat. Now let's go. We need to pick up his lordship. The garbage barge? Yes. But isn't he so smelly? Yes, well, I guess that's why he's called Lord Stinkle. At the coal yard, Little Owl chugged in. He had no time to talk. He had just collected some empty coal cars and was shunting back to take around where 10 Cents was organizing the unloading of the coal barges, which was nearly completed. Little Owl gave a couple of friendly whistles to which 10 Cents replied. Jack the Grappler was lowering into the coal barge nearest to 10 Cents. He does work hard. The thing is, though, he can only go about on the rails around the docks. I can go anywhere, said 10 Cents to Jack. He was beginning to feel a bit sorry for Little Owl when Sunshine tootled and came alongside. Captain Stars says we need to help OJ with the new propeller at dry dock. Okay, I'm on my way. Bye, Jack, said 10 Cents. Bye, 10 Cents, said Jack. Bye, Little Owl, yelled 10 Cents. Little Owl gave a good luck whistle, then chuffed quickly away. Both 10 Cents and Sunshine were on their way to dry dock when they bumped into Top Hat and Frank and Eddie. Oh dear. Top Hat, what's wrong? Oh, wow. You see, we don't want to take Lord Stinker because he's so smelly. But Captain Star needs you to take it. Yes, well, I don't want to get all dirty and smelly. Oh, Top Hat. I guess we should go now. How much you want to bet he even gets there? I'll give him 20.
It was a high tide, highest in years. 10 Cents and Sunshine found the quayside flooded, and they would have to work twice as hard to rescue their barge load. On the other side of the harbour, the steel company was preparing for its move to its new works across the bay. Big Mickey was the yard's biggest crane. He had just finished placing a very tall and heavy bridge section onto a barge. It was now loaded and ready to move off. The Z-Stacks were in charge of this operation.
Well, the Star Tugs. What time do you call it, say? You needn't have bothered. There's no work for you. We've got it all sewn up.
Yeah, you said it, Zack.
We've as much right to go for this contract as you have.
Think you'll do a better job, Big Mouth? You ain't got no chance. 3 against 1, see? No chance.
What do you mean 3 against 1? There's only 2 of you.
Well, you don't do much except get in the way, warrior, so we count you on our side. Can't stop here all day. We've work to do.
So long, losers.
Zack's engine doesn't sound too healthy, warrior. Hey, Big Mickey, how about a real fast load-up? I'm ready for you. I heard what they said. Hope you beat them to it. We will, no problem. You be careful, warrior. That's some high load you've got there. Just take it easy. We'll catch those Z-Stacks. You see if we don't. You're all loaded up, guys. Good luck.
You can bet on it. Thanks, Big Mickey.
Told you about your engine sack. You should have had it seen too.
Nothing wrong with it. Anyway, I've got an idea to fool those two. Listen, if we cut through the canal, we'll get there first. Got to. If they follow us, they can't get past because it's not wide enough, right?
Brilliant. I don't know how you do it. Hey, let's go. Wait till we tell Captain Zero how we beat them. See, we're catching them. Oh, what are they up to?
They're heading for the canal.
I know that. That's it. They're taking a shortcut.
All right, we'll follow them.
No, we won't. They won't get through. It's high tide.
So what?
Bridges, warrior, bridges.
So what?
High tide, high load.
Oh yeah, bridges.
10 out of 10. They won't get that load under, will they? Let them go. They'll have to come back, and we'll be out of sight.
Several bridges spanned across the canal. The lowest one carried the railway. The Z-stacks hadn't connected their tall load with the tide, the highest of the season. Top Hat was coming towards them from the opposite direction, with a wide load as well as the garbage bar.
Oh my, you're so smelly. Well, I am carrying rubbish. I have to give it to Oya. How does he deal with the smell? He doesn't, he's just nicer. What? Oh, he got you, Top Hat. Oh, be quiet.
There was no way the Z-stacks and the Star Tugs could pass each other. When they did come face to face, someone was going to have to go back the way they came. They first saw each other at the bend leading to the railway bridge, which had the lowest arch over the canal. Top Hat stopped when he saw the Z-stacks.
Go into reverse if you please. It's my water. I repeat, it is my water.
We're heavier.
My load is wider.
You're 5 seconds to back up.
But, well, so have you then.
Right, 5.
He means it, Top Hat.
I am coming through. 4.
So am I. 3.
We'll see. 2.
1. Get to the bridge fast, Seb, and you've got him.
Watch my wake. That Stars Mary's match.
Both Zebedee and Top Hat put on full power and surged forwards towards each other and the bridge.
Top Hat, look at his load.
He's going to hit. Hold on. I'm going into reverse.
He's backing up. Didn't I tell you, Zach?
Didn't even make a fight of it. Oh no. I see why now. The bridge, Seb. Reverse engines. Quick.
Oh no, I can't stop. Oh no. Oh, help.
That's real zero thinking, dummy.
I suppose Zach and I had better go and get some help.
They met each other outside the canal. We're not gonna be blamed for this, said Jack. But we can't just leave the steering there. What if a train comes by? Said Zebedee worried. Right. A train comes by and crashes, and they'll get the blame, and we'll be free, said Zack with a devious smile. Zebedee agreed, but was unsure if he made a good choice. Back in the canal, Top Hat, Frank and Eddie, and Lord Stinker were waiting for the Z-stacks to return. I wonder how long they'll be, asked Lord Stinker. Oh, most likely they're going to take a long time making us wait, said Top Hat. Just then, Top Hat heard something. What's that sound? Asked Top Hat. I don't know, answered Eddie. That the sound came louder. Is that a whistle? Asked Top Hat. Yes, it is, answered Blink.
That's a mail train, isn't it? Oh, dear, the bridge. It's... Wait a minute. I've got it. If I can get that steel rig under the bridge, maybe it'll hold while the train gets across. It's worth a try.
And don't waste time cutting me free. Take me with you.
You'll take that risk, Stinker?
Of course I will. It's only rubbish.
Top Hat's idea was to try and prop up the bridge if he could get the steel rig into place before the train got there. It was signaled through, so there was no way anybody could stop it. The bridge was weakened by the accident. Top Hat could only hope his idea would work. There was no way of warning the train.
That was lucky.
Well done, Top Hat. You saved the...
No! Look out! This is terrible! Oh no! I know that whistle!
It's the goods train.
It's impossible!
No, it's not. Push me under that rail, quick!
What? Oh, yes, I see! I get the idea! If this doesn't work, you'll be in danger yourself, Stinker!
I know, don't remind me. Just get me under the end of that rail!
Genius, nothing less.
Took some brain to save that train.
Oh, I see.
I'll never complain about your smell again.
Rubbish can be valuable stuff.
Yeah, well, that's been a hard day. But we're all cleared up now.
Yep. I bet everybody else had a really easy day waiting for the tide to go down.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet Top Hat delivered Lord Stinker, then moored up somewhere quiet.
Yeah. Somehow he always manages to take it nice and easy.
They started heading back to the start dock when they caught a glimpse of the bridge and went to see what happened. Oh dear, what happened?
Oh my. Oh dearie me. What happened to the bridge?
Well, after you idiots left, the mail train went by and I had to put your steel rig under the bridge. But after it passed, the steel rig fell into the water. The bridge started to collapse. Then the goods train started to get closer. Then Stinker had the brave idea of me putting him under the bridge so the train could drop in him without having it going into the water. I think you should get a crane.
Yeah, fix your mistake.
Yes, Zebedee, you better go and fix this. Captain Zero won't be happy with you, added Sunshine.
Yeah, no that neither.
Zebedee said sadly. That evening, Captain Zero was scolding both Zack and Zebedee. You stupid pieces of metal! Do you know how much this is going to cost? He angrily screamed. Both Zack and Zebedee could only hang their heads in shame. They couldn't answer anything because they knew that anything they would say would just make Captain Zero madder. Over at the Star Dock, all the Star Tugs were listening to Top Hat at how brave Lord Stinker was. So if it wasn't for him, Little Arrow would have gone straight into the water. All the other tugs were amazed. And Big Mac, I'm sorry for being rude earlier today, said Top Hat kindly. Well, Top Hat, I forgive you, said Big Mac surprised. He'd never thought he'd ever forgive Top Hat. Just then, Captain Star's megaphone clicks on. You've all did a good job, and I'm very pleased with all of you. All of the other Star Tugs sounded their whistles.
Next day, work started on the bridge. There was no serious damage to the goods engine, and its wagons were easily recovered from the canal. The steel company weren't pleased with the damage the Z-Stacks had done to their steel rig. However, it came out all right in the end. The steel company got the contract for repairing the bridge, and I had no difficulty in convincing them that my Star Tug should get the contract for delivering the steel.